All right.
Hi everyone. Hey, how is everyone week going? I'm very excited to be doing another stream today. And with me here, I have a guest, Dillion. I'll allow Dillion introduce himself, but thank you all so much for joining us again. Again, as you know, this is a recurring stream that I have every Thursday at this time where I talk to different people in the industry about different things. It could be tech related, it could be career related. And I'm always happy to have like different perspectives from different people. Today, again, like I said, I have Dillion. Dillion, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, sure. Um, Thank you, Gift, for having me here. It's a great opportunity. My name is Dillion, and I am a developer advocate, and I'm also a content creator, and I also have software engineering skills. And I work at Stream as a developer advocate. And my work at Stream is basically to make Stream's products easy to use by creating various form of content, from videos to articles to podcast conferences and all of that. And as a content creator, I also do these same things for myself. So I do videos on my YouTube channel, and I also write articles on my website and few other platforms. And yes, I'm also excited to be here to chat and to also build stuff.
Cool. Nice. It's interesting how me and Dillion has very, very, very similar um, work related things. So we do the same kind of thing and also work as a developer advocate. I also make content. And yeah, so Dillion, to get started, we're going to be building a very simple demo app just because it's like a short stream with Stream, which is interesting. Stream, we're building a Stream app, a Stream in-app chat. But for people that don't know, because I haven't used it before, what's a Stream? Do you want to like walk us through what the product is, what your offerings are, and all of that?
Oh, sure. So Stream is a chat solution, call it a chat solution or a feed solution. So you can use Stream to either build chat applications like the chat
By the way,
conversation. Sorry.
sorry for interrupting. If you would like to share your screen,
Okay.
100% do that. Yeah.
All right. I can definitely do that. Share share
Um,
screen.
okay.
Okay. I would share this one. Can you see my screen?
Yeah. You can make it full screen. Yeah.
Maximize.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to zoom into. So this is Stream, and we offer solutions for chats and for feeds. So for chats, just like you have chat applications like Facebook and WhatsApp and Slack, all of these chat-based platforms, where you have direct one-on-one conversations or conversations in a group. So yeah, Stream handles that. And then we also offer feeds, and feeds is just like notifications, like on Twitter when you have all of these notifications, when you have a feed that is personalized to you, where you see tweets from the users that you follow that post related content that you are interested in. So yes, we also offer solutions for that. And of course, we have so many SDKs. Like we'll be looking at one of the SDK today, React, but we have so many SDKs that you can use to build any stream application on mobile, which is Android or iOS, and also on the web. So for today, we'll be focusing on the web, and we'll be using the React SDK. So yeah, there are so many things you can build with Stream. As long as it is chat and feeds, you can configure things, personalize things, do advanced or basic stuff.
That's cool. That's cool. I remember one time when the first time I heard about Stream, it was my previous job where I was building a conference platform. And then we're thinking about the best possible way to integrate chats into it. And I remember that someone or my colleague sent this to me that I should check it out. But at the point, I had already implemented it with something else.
Oh,
So it's interesting now that okay, I'm now looking at it, and then I have actually somebody to guide me through it. So yeah, I'm very excited.
So maybe if such an opportunity comes again, then you won't go anywhere else.
Exactly, I would use this now.
Okay.
Cool. So let's get started. What are you going to be working us through? Yeah.
Okay, so as you already said at the beginning, we'll be building something basic because we don't have so much time. But I would, the concepts that I would be explaining in the little time that we have would be able to help anyone interested to build more advanced stuff. You can build the next Slack that would probably replace Slack. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just going to be explaining the basic concepts that can really help you build anything. But we also have this demo page here where you can really see the different ways you can be creative with stream chat. Also, for this video, we're focusing on chat. Feeds is another scope. So yes, you can have this social. Of course, you can play with it. This is the URL here. Is it? Can I paste this
Yeah.
URL in the chat?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. This is a
I'll,
private chat.
no, I'll paste it on the main chat. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as I was saying, you can play with the demos here. So you can create a social messenger, just like messenger that you have. You can chat, reactions, and all of those things. There's also the team collaboration example, similar to Slack, where you have channels and you also have direct messages with two or more people. And
Mm-hmm.
then there's also the live stream gaming, so you can actually implement stream into your live stream. So you have the live stream going on here, and then you can have conversations and reactions. And of course, as an admin, you also have privileges where you can mute a user, ban a user, and those stuff. And similar to the live stream gaming, we have the virtual events, so you can have virtual events, and you have chats in different groups, QAs, rooms, and all of those things. And of course, this is a very non-exhaustive list of the things you can do with Stream. So we have so many resources if you want to do more stuff. And for example, here, actually, I don't have the finished application because I wanted us to build it together. So hopefully it works, at least on my machine.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We
would
have that
be.
every time, right? You have something and you want to show it and then it doesn't work.
I mean, if it works on my machine and I'm showing my machine, then probably I don't care if it also works on your own machine. But yeah, we'll be building something basic. And like I said, we'll be using the React SDK. And of course, we also have a React tutorial here where you can build a chat application. But we'll be doing this together, and I'll be using the React chat documentation. So let's build. Let's build. So the first thing is before you build your client application, you need to have a stream account. And I'm just going to open incognito here. So you need to have a stream account and you can register here. So we have a free trial for 30 days if you just want to test it and see if it's something you want. So you have 30 days to do that. We also have a maker account. I think this is the link, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
So
saw that and I was like, oh, this is nice. Because let me tell you the truth, Dillion. When I was checking, I was like, oh, all of this is nice. So imagine I have an idea for a startup and I want to add stream. And then I check pricing and I'm seeing 400 and something.
uh
I'm like, what? This is expensive. And then I saw the Mika program you all have. So definitely that's very nice. It's very nice.
I think when I also discovered this in the company, when I first started using Stream and I saw the pricing, and I was like, okay, this is actually for organizations that have capital and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But when I also discovered the Maker account, and I was like, wow, like I was also impressed. So with the maker account, we have few requirements. Of course, we don't expect big companies to use the maker account,
Mm-hmm.
but we have few requirements here, like number of staff. So you must have less than 5 team members, raise less than this. I mean, you can go through this later on, but with the maker account, as long as you meet this requirement, you can use stream for free. And once you pass that requirement, we expect that you probably have more money, so you can now subscribe.
Yeah.
So for this, you can just, since this is just a video and probably I'm not sure if you need stream yet, you can use the free trial. And I already have an account, so I am not creating a free trial.
Okay.
So when you create an account, then you have a dashboard, and this dashboard that I'm showing, I have to delete all these API keys
Yeah,
afterwards.
I was going to tell you that, hey, Dillion, if you're logging in, don't put your email here, and also don't share API keys. But yeah, you can as well.
I was trying to hide them, but I felt like if I hide them, then I won't be able to show people how to create an app, because this is where the button is. So
Yeah.
I'll just have to delete all these API keys. Hopefully, nobody is doing anything currently with the API key. But when you have your stream dashboard, so there are so many options, and I won't really go into all of that. So you create an application, a stream app, and like I said, we'll be creating a basic chat app. So first is the app name, and we can call this basic chat app. And also, this application can actually serve for chat and for feeds, but we're just
Okay.
going to be focusing on chat. So you select a location for your feeds, the feed server, you select a location for the chat data storage, and you can also clone an existing app if you want, but we're just going to create a new app. Please let me know at what point my screen is not very visible,
Yeah,
because I'm
I
currently
think.
using my monitor and
Yeah,
I may
I
not
think
know.
if you take the font size to like 150, maybe it will
Okay.
cut out some of. Okay. Or yeah, maybe this is good. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, then you have the chat overview, and you can check the feeds overview here, but we don't need that. So the reason why we have to create a chat app, because you can create different applications in your account. And on the chat app here, we have the API key, we have the secret key, and we have other options that we'll be coming back to. So this is the API key. We don't need the secret. I can show you the secret because I am going to delete this application afterwards. But yes, we don't need the secret. Usually you'd need the secret if you are working in a backend environment. But since this is just for tutorial purposes, I'll be doing everything on the front end.
Okay.
So we need this API key, would come back to this. And then to VS Code, I am also going to make this big. Now zoom in. Okay, so when VS Code, and to create the React app, we're just going to use create. And like I said, please let me know if it's not visible.
Yeah. I can't see it though. Yeah.
So we're going to create a React app, and I believe many of us as React developers know what create React app is, but it just helps us to create a boilerplate React project that, of course, we don't need to configure React ourselves.
Okay.
And I hope my network is good today.
Yeah. It's been a while that I did React, so I know that with everything you go through, I should probably know what's going on. But you said we are all the React developers. I'm not a React developer.
Okay. I'll address people better now. While this is installing, I can just show us the two packages that we would need for the React project. So the first one is Stream Chat. Do I still have this? Okay, so we need Stream Chat React, and we also 150 need Stream Chat React, and then we also need Stream Chat. So with Stream, we have this Stream Chat JS, which is like the core client module. And
Mm-hmm.
this one doesn't have any component. This one just has the method you can use to create channels, connect the user, and all of those things. But then we have SDKs that are built upon this JS library. For example, the Stream Chat React. So this was built based on this, and then it does other things like exposing UI components. So,
Okay.
for example, if you want to build maybe a Vue SDK for
Mm-hmm.
Stream, then you just have to use this base.
Yeah.
and then build your components on it. And I think this one serves Angular SDK, React SDK, even some of our mobile SDKs.
Okay.
You're going to say
Because
something?
yeah, another question that I had was that why don't you all have like a Vue, but you have Angular and React? But then I saw the JavaScript one, and I'm like, okay, it just means that as a Vue developer, you have to do more work to
Mm,
get it working because you have to make your own components and whatnot. But yeah.
yeah. I think even before we had an Angular SDK, there was somebody when I got the message when I newly joined Stream, and somebody was like, "Your Angular SDK is not working," and I was shocked because I knew we didn't have an Angular SDK, and then later I realized that the person was actually referring to the JS
Mm,
library.
okay.
So for Vue folks, sorry, but you just have to do more work until we have a Vue SDK. So our React app is ready, and there is one minor thing we need to do here, and that's because the Stream React SDK has not been updated for the new React version that was recently released. This
Mm-hmm.
is 18. So I can also check it out here. When I try to, okay, I'm not going to use alias. Let me use the real things. Install React, Stream Chat, and Stream Chat React. So when you try to install this, so we get this
Yeah.
peer dependency error, and
Mm-hmm.
that's because the chat SDK has not been updated yet. It's currently in the works. So I'll just have to downgrade the React version and the
Yeah.
React dump version.
Okay.
Because Create React app would use the updated versions,
Mm-hmm.
but then I don't want 18. So now it's on
But
17.
can you also do like npx create react app 17? Like can you also
Uh you
really?
cannot. I
Mm,
try to do that thing so much, but NPX always demands that you use the global this, and then when you try to specify, I've forgotten the particular error I got, but it didn't just allow me. It had to use the latest ones.
okay. Oh
So
good.
with this installed, then we can have stream chat. So you don't have stream chat JS, it is stream chat on npm, and then you have stream chat React.
Okay. Mm,
Okay, now we have modules. I don't think we'll be needing more modules unless maybe I want to do something with styles and all those things.
mhm.
Okay, so after, yeah, there's this thing with React version 8 where it does, I think it makes some change here. And since we're on 17, then what's the fix to this? Okay, I think it's render. Oh, great. Uh, right. I don't know. I have forgotten how this works.
Sorry, what are you trying to do?
There is this new syntax that React 18 does in
Mm-hmm.
this file, and
Mm-hmm.
since I went back to 17, then it's going to be different. Uh, let
Okay.
me.
It should probably be in their docs, right?
Yeah, it should. It should.
Mhm. What file was that index file?
Um, I was going to check a previous file here. Okay. All right. So
Okay,
it's
someone is saying remove the roots. Remove root. Just remove the root. That's not.
okay.
On what line? Um,
Okay. I think it's here. Oh, sorry. And then I think yeah. So I think this one goes to the second line. Yeah, I believe this should be it. So if
Okay.
anything breaks, it breaks.
Break and then you fix it.
Yeah. So we can check that everything works as it should. Oh, great. Yeah,
Right.
everything works.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
To
you. I don't know your name. I cannot see your name here.
yes, I don't know if I pronounce it correctly, but tuned on. Thank you.
Oh, Tudan.
Okay, tuned on.
Okay, so yeah, we have the React app set up, and now we can do stream stuff. So in the app.js, this is where we are going to connect our user and also display the components.
Mm-hmm.
So to connect the user, first we need uh, our API key, and you can get that just as I showed earlier from from here. So this is the API key, and paste here. And then I think I'm just going to clear everything from here. And we import stream chat, right? Yeah. So we import stream chat from stream chat, and this is the main constructor for connecting to the stream application.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to import a lot of things from stream chat React, but I would leave that one out for now. I can also remove this line and this line. I think in the recent versions of React, you don't have to import React like you usually would. So
Okay.
for anyone who is curious why I'm not doing that, I think we don't need to do that.
Mm.
So with the API key, then we want to connect our or we want to connect to our application as well as connecting a user to the application. And for this, we're going to manage some state. So I'll call this
Um,
clients.
sorry, on line three, did you purposely not add any?
Yes,
Okay.
we'll do the imports later.
Okay.
So view states, my favorite React hook, and I'll leave this as null. And then in use effect, so once the component mounts, I also want to say that Stream works with the idea of WebSocket. So of course, your component has to be mounted before you can create a WebSocket. You cannot create a WebSocket while it is still building, composing. So when the component mounts, which we're going to pass an empty dependency array, then that's where we're going to create that WebSocket connection, connect to the Stream app.
Okay.
So for this, we'll create our instance. I'll call this chat client, and this is going to be stream chat dot get instance, and we pass the API key. So now we have the chat instance of the Stream app on
Mhm.
Stream. And the next thing is connecting the user. So it's on connecting the user that we create that WebSocket connection.
Okay.
To connect this user, you can have a user object of, I'm just going to create the user here, ID Dillion. The most important property of the user object is the ID. So you can have any other thing you want, hobbies, role, career, whatever. But I'm just
Mhm.
going to leave this as Dillion. And usually, these are the three properties I usually use when I'm creating demo apps because I think they're like the basic. So
Yeah.
for image, I usually use this image on my website. Hopefully, I'm spelling it correctly. So yes, this is the user, and here we'll call the connect user method, and then this connect user method is going to receive this user, and then it's also going to receive a token. Now, tokens is what Stream uses to verify that a particular user is authorized to use your application.
Mm.
So without yeah, that's basically the function of tokens. Now, ideally your token should be coming from your backend, and it should be generated with your secret key, because that is the most important key in your application. But since we do not have a backend here, then we have to inform Stream that we are building a development application. So it shouldn't worry about such kind of authentications. So to do that, there are a number of requirements. And the first requirement is to ensure that the application is in development mode.
Okay.
And where do I verify that again? Uh, well, I know at the start we selected development.
If it isn't, if you don't take it to, I don't know how your platform is, but typically it's always by default development until you switch it to production.
Yeah, I was
But
just looking.
you should also say it somewhere too.
I was just looking at a label that I can show people that it's actually in development.
Maybe in the first, like if you go back where you have all the applications you've built. Okay, here it is.
Okay, so yeah, it's currently in development. So that's the first requirement. Then the second requirement is you have to turn off authentication checks, and this is it here in the authentication section. So you disable auth checks, and those are the two main requirements. Then on the front end, this chat client has a dev token method which we can use to create development tokens. So you
Okay.
still need tokens, but instead of creating the required tokens with your secret key, then you can just use development tokens which are created with your API key.
Okay.
So the token accepts one argument, which is the user ID. So this way, this user can connect to Stream. And after this user is connected, then you would want to create a channel. And this channel can be between two people, three people, four people, or let's just create a general channel. And to create such channel, then there is the channel method.
Mm-hmm.
And this method accepts three properties. The first property is the channel type. And we have different types of channels. We can have team channel, which is Slack. We can
Mm-hmm.
have live stream channel, which is live stream, of course, game channel, and I think we can verify all the types
Yeah.
here.
Let's make live stream. I don't let's make
Oh,
anyone.
live stream. Oh, that was in my plan.
No, let's make anyone. I'm just
Channel
curious.
types. I think I saw you here. Oh well, there are different. Okay, yeah, we can also see it in the dashboard here in the usage. No, channel types. Yeah. So you
Okay.
can make a commerce and gaming, live stream, messaging, team. Now, these are just like templates. So of course, if you select messaging, there are configurations that comes with it. If you select live stream, there are configurations that comes with it. But you can also build your own custom type. You can add your own channel type, provide the available permissions for that channel type, and all of those things. So these are just basically templates. And yeah, we're going to create messaging. And the next one is the ID of the channel. And you can just call this general. And then you can pass properties. So the different properties that you want for this channel. This can be any property you like. So you can have an image for the channel. I'm just going to use my
Can you
image.
also like show where in the docs it says all these properties you need to pass? Like for example, is there like a methods like where you can see the method channel and see, oh, these are the required things you need to pass into it?
Yes, we can. I think I opened the React docs somewhere. Okay, so this is the React docs here, and um, creating channels. So in the creating channel section here, you can see this is the client, and then this is the channel, the first argument, the
Messages.
second
Okay.
argument, and the object. And another thing for anybody who may find this confusing, so you can create a channel with an ID or without an ID. when you create a channel with an ID, then it becomes a public channel that anybody can join in the future. So you can add more members in the future. But then when you create a channel without an ID, what Stream does is Stream will generate an ID based on the members that you include into that channel upon initialization.
Okay.
So if I create a channel with an ID for me and you, then it's only going to be two of us in that channel forever
Mm,
until it is deleted. Just
mhm,
like in Slack, when you create conversations for maybe three people, you
mhm.
cannot add anybody to that conversation again.
Yeah, it will
So
recreate a new one. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So if you don't include an ID, Stream will generate an ID for you based on the members that you include into that channel. But we're going to use an ID here. So back in VS Code, the ID here is general. Then I have this image, and then I can also add members to this channel. And the only member I can add for now is this user, which is you add users by their ID. Now, doing this does not actually create the channel. Doing this is just more like describing a channel.
Mm,
So to create the channel, then we have to assign this to a variable. To create the channel, then we call the channel.watch method. And what this watch method does is it would create the channel if the channel does not exist already. And then after doing that, it is going to watch the channel for events like
mhm,
new messages, new members, and all those things.
mhm.
And then after we do this, then we can update the client state to be chat client. And do we have much time? Okay, so
We do.
for now, I'm also going to track the channel state, and later on, I would remove the channel state and I would let us know why. So after updating the client state, then we're also going to update the channel state. After this, one thing that is very important to do in use effects is um, you have to clean up your components. So, like I said, this creates a WebSocket connection. So we want to ensure that when this component on mount, maybe you go to a different route, then that connection is closed so that you do not leave multiple connections open using your resources in stream. So we're going to check if the client state exists. No, no, not we're not going to do this. If chat client, then we're going to return we. No, we don't need to since chat client is here. So we're just going to return chat client dot disconnect user. In
Okay.
this, it's like this. So basically, we are saying once this component on mount, then this function should be called, which would disconnect the user, thereby closing the WebSocket connection. Now, this is how you connect a user to stream, how you create a chat instance. Now, let us display our components. So, for this components back here, I'm going to need a loading indicator. This is while the user is still being connected to stream. I'm also going to need the chat component. Briefly, I would show us how we use these components. I'm just going to import them for now. So, we have channel, we have chat, we have window, we have header, right? No, okay, channel header. We have message lists, and we have message inputs. Okay, so here we're going to check if the client state is still null, then we would return a loading indicator. But then after the component is mounted and the client state is updated, then we are going to return our components. And the first component you use is the chat one. This is the parent component, the Oga
Mhm.
Patapata. So on this component, then you have your client prop, and then you pass the client into it. So once you do this on this component, it's going to pass this client object down to all the children. So
Mm,
any child in this component can have access to this client.
okay.
And then we have the channel component. Yeah. So this is a very wrong. if statement. So if the client is null, and then also going to add, or if the channel state is null, then return a loading indicator. But if both of them are not null and they have values, then I'm going to return this. So for the channel, this also has a channel prop, and I'm going to pass channel into it. And just to ensure that everything is working, we can go back here and we can refresh. So there is nothing showing here. The chat component and the channel component do not actually show anything on the UI. They are
Mm,
just basically parent components that pass data to the children components. So if I refresh again, you can see the loading indicator here. And the reason why that is not showing is because we forgot to import the style sheet.
yeah,
So
because I was
there is
wondering
stream.
where the CSS is coming from or whatever to show the chart. But yeah.
Oh yeah, so there is no CSS currently, and that's why this is like this. So I'm just going to come to this tutorial here and steal the CSS because I usually forget how long it is. So yeah, I'm just going to steal this from here and paste it at the top. I can paste it here. Great. So back in the UI, when you refresh, there's it. It's loading now. So now we can use the UI component. So for the UI component here, we would have window. So window is basically the main container that houses the other components. So we have window, and then we have the channel header. This it's have the channel header. We have the message list, which shows a list of messages in the channel, and
Mm-hmm.
we have the message input, which shows an input component, so you can use to send the message to the channel.
Yeah.
And going back to the UI, we have this.
Mm, interesting.
Yeah, so this is the input. The message list is currently empty, and
Yeah.
I am wondering why this is blue and it's not showing my image.
Maybe your URL, you can try going to the URL to see if it's correct.
Oh, yeah, true, 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 true. Uh,
Yeah.
Good that we're looking at it together because I was already shocked.
Yeah. Typos. Typos.
Yeah,
Still not
so
sure.
come on, don't do this to me.
You're sure that that's the name of the image, right? Oh, it's
Yeah,
there. Yeah.
so what's
Can you use
wrong?
the random image from or? I'm not sure.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, I think when we initially created the channel, we created it with the wrong URL. So it's probably still using that URL. And by the way, on your dashboard, you can also check any the channels in your application. So here in these channel types, you can see messaging.
Mm-hmm.
No. Okay. So you can see messaging and can go to your Explorer. In your Explorer, these are the number of channels that we have currently, just the general channel.
Okay.
And these are the users that we have. So we have two users here because when you create a stream account, you have
Yeah.
a default user, which is like an admin. And then this is the user that we added when we initialized our application. So this has the correct URL, and yeah, this one still has the wrong URL. I think
Okay.
I can change it from here, right? Oh, great. So yeah, I have fixed that and awesome. So we have one members and two online. And the reason why we have two online is because whenever you're using the Chat Explorer, it also creates a WebSocket connection so that it can give you live data.
Oh, I see.
Because as you notice, when I changed the channel image here, I didn't have to refresh before it reflected here.
Yeah.
So just so I don't confuse people, I would go to a different page and I
Can
can
you
go.
also like question? Can you also like add external people, or not yet because it's not hosted anywhere? Like nobody can. Or how
If
does
I
that
want
work?
to add, if I want to add any external person now, I would have to probably create another demo user on
Mm,
the source code
mm-hmm.
because it's not live. So
Yeah,
everything has to be demoed here.
yeah.
So yes, we have one members and one online, and we can send our very first message. There we have the message lists
Nice.
populated with this message. And we have reactions. And you can also create a thread, right?
Mm,
You can create a thread, but the reason why the thread is not working is because we do not have the thread component.
okay.
So I can quickly import that here, thread, and I'm just going to render this below the window thread. And then we can create a thread.
Ah, see. This is giving
Yep.
me Discord vibes.
So yeah, you can create a thread for any message, and if there was another user, I won't have time for that. But if there was another user, then we can also have the messages shown on the left while this
Mm,
one is shown on the right. I
mm,
would say if I show you what I want to currently show you and there's still time, then I can probably try to show a new user.
okay.
So now you can see that normally when you go to a platform like Slack or Messenger, there's usually a list of channels and then there is one active channel at a time. But this one just shows the information about one
Yeah.
channel.
We have questions actually. Should we address them before we move on?
Yeah.
First one is I could react twice. I think the reason is because you clicked two emojis, right? That's why it's showing times
Oh,
two.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. And yeah, if you do that, it counts the amount of emojis, but not like the same emoji twice, if that
Okay,
makes
yeah.
sense. Then the other question is, can custom styling be applied to the components? Like, can you customize the styles?
Yes, we can, and we won't really have the time for that. But there are two ways you can customize style. First, we have the stream CSS, of which you can overwrite. I think we also have an open source repository for that. Yeah, so these are the CSS files here, and you can go through them and yeah, so you can overwrite any of these styles as you choose, or you can choose to create your own component. So for example, if you want to create your own channel header, you can do that. And I think I would also show us how to create a custom header. But yeah, you can either create yours or you can overwrite the stream styles. But of course, to override the stream styles, then you must actually know what style is doing what so that you can
Yeah,
overwrite it.
yeah.
So back to the list of channels that I was saying here. So to see a list of channels, then we're going to use one more component, which is the channel list. Yes, this is the channel list. And for this channel list, we're going to put it above the channel. Now, what the channel list does is it queries all the channels that we have in our Stream app and it displays it in a list. And also, the channel list would set the active channel at the time. And if this channel list is setting the active channel at the time, then that means we do not need this channel prop because the channel list is going to manage the active channel. And since we do not need that prop, then we also don't need to keep track of the channel state.
Okay.
So that was why I didn't include it earlier. So this is the reason why. So with the channel list, I can go back to the UI and something is undefined. Okay, and that's because in the if statement here, I also included the states here.
You also have a watch stuff, right? Channel dot watch. Oh, that's different. That's using
Okay,
something else. Yeah.
okay. Channel error. Okay.
Ah, okay.
So usually a name would show here and then the last message would show here. But
Mm,
the reason why it's not like that is because I didn't provide a name for the channel.
Ah, I see.
But yeah, just to ask, hope I'm not very fast and hope you are actually following.
I am following the folks in chat. Are you following? I can see some people arguing about React and Vue. Please. Oh my
Okay, so
god.
I think for this one, I'm going to provide a name. I'll call this general. And let me see if I can refresh and get the name. So I cannot get the name because I didn't include it at the beginning,
Yeah, I
but I
think
can create. Sorry.
yeah, I think this is like a, should I call it, edge case that should be also looked into. Like if I create something, like I can change it and see the, or is it that he takes time for it to come, for it to sync and show up, or I have to always go back to the dashboard to make a change? Is that the current way it works?
Normally, you can update a channel.
Mm-hmm.
You can update a channel. I don't know if this has anything to do with the server. I don't know. Let me see if this works in any way.
Okay.
But it has been working. It's used to work.
Yeah.
Because, for example, this image, like this image of the person sending the message, I didn't have to change that on the back end. So that reflected. But I don't know why this. Maybe there is a separate function to call to update the channel. But this is how I
Um,
used to update the channel before.
okay. Okay.
But just to show us the channel name, I can I can probably create another channel here. Um, so I'll call this um, general channel, and I would have another one I call random channel. Channel, and this is going to have random. This is going to have the name random, and you can also. So back here, so yeah, you can see this is the name and this is the last message which says nothing yet, because indeed there is nothing yet in this channel.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the channel list. But one thing you also need to know with the channel list component is that it is going to get every channels that you have on
Mm-hmm.
your Stream app. Whether this user is a member of them or not, everything is going to appear in this list. So you need to apply a filter where you tell the channel list that you only want to display the channel that the current user only want to display the channel that the current user is a member of.
Okay.
And this is how you do it. So you use the filters prop, pass the members object, and then you use this selector to say uh, an array of user IDs which should appear in the channel list.
Okay.
So now you are, of course, this user is a member of both channels, but in a
Mm-hmm.
case where the user isn't, then you won't get this.
Okay.
And I think I also want to summarize over the basic concept. But
Mm-hmm.
before I do that, I want to show how to create a custom channel header.
Okay. Cool.
So for that, I'm just going to create a component here. I call this custom channel header. Custom channel header. So what this channel header does is going to display the information of the currently active channel. And this is where, and this is one thing I love so much about Stream. So the Stream React SDK provides context for different data in the application. And one context that we're going to use here is the Stream Chat React. So the context we're going to use here is the use chat context.
Okay.
So from this use chat context, then I can get from this use chat context, I can get the active. Sorry, I didn't call that. I can get the active channel, which is in the channel object. So this is the channel object of the currently active channel. And of course, when I click a different channel in the channel list, this channel would also be updated in the context. So from this channel, then I can return. So I can maybe a H1 or yeah, H1. I'm not doing this with accessibility in mind. So whatever tags I use here should not be used against me.
Okay.
So with the H1 can have channel.data. So all of those properties that you pass to the channel will be available on the data object. So you can have the data.name. I can also have an image here, and the source is going to be channel.data.image. Leave an empty attribute here, and we can go here and import the custom channel header.
Okay.
Import.
So I'm thinking when I would want to use a custom channel header would be like when, for example, the header that comes with stream by default has like an image and the channel name, but maybe in my case, I want to add more UI elements there. Then I can create my own custom header and add it, right? And also
Yeah,
for styling too. Okay.
yeah, yeah. I so whenever you choose a template, like for the messaging templates on this chat client, on this chat component here, you can also pass a theme. And
Mm.
we have messaging light. So we
Ah.
basically have basic UI, but we understand that it may not suit your needs. So this
Mm-hmm.
is messaging light, and there's also messaging dark.
Oh,
So
okay.
is it? But then we understand that this may not suit your needs. You may not want the image to show in the header. You may want to pass, for example, you can also pass who is currently typing. Like
Mm.
what application does is WhatsApp, where you can
Yeah.
have so person is typing in the description. So yes, you can. If you want all those other ones, then you can create your own custom header.
Okay.
So after importing the custom channel header here, then we can replace this with the custom channel header. And back in the UI, we have this very large image because I didn't apply a styling to it. And I'm just going to apply a basic style to fix that. So,
Maybe reduce the width directly in the image.
oh
Maybe
yeah,
that would work.
true.
Like,
30 and then height of 30. Great.
mm,
So you can see this is the custom. It got the information from the chat context, and then we have this. So of course you can apply more styles to make it more beautiful. From this channel object you can also get the members in the channel and
mm-hmm.
all those information, and you can add that here. So of course our docs, I can also brief quickly show you the docs for that. React SDK, or React tutorial instead. Where I oh, yeah, so from here you can, so from our UI component docs here, you can see the chat context here.
Okay. Yeah.
This chat, I think that's so yeah, you can see the chat
Okay.
context here, and that exposes this. So you can see the channel here, and you can check out different things you can do in the with the channel object.
Cool.
So yeah, when you click on this one, we didn't pass a name, so that's why the name isn't here, but the image is here. Yeah, so basically that's it. But just to summarize on the basic concept, so Stream works with the concept of channels.
Yeah.
Channels is basically a conversation room, and that can be between just me and you, or it can be between many other people. And if a member wants to join a channel, then the channel has the channel has a method called add members, where
Mm-hmm.
you pass a user ID. So let's say there is a different user Then on the function that handles the join event, then you call the add members and then you pass the user ID. So the basic concept here is channels, and channels can be between two, three, four, five people.
Mm.
And you can use this concept for anything. You can use it for rooms, you can use it for groups, you can use it for one-on-ones. They are all called channels. And then also Stream works with the concept of WebSocket connections. I don't know how many people may be familiar with WebSocket connections, but basically you are creating a connection with the Stream backend, and you can emit events and handle events. You can emit events like message.new. You
Mm-hmm.
can also handle events like member.added. Maybe a member is added to a channel, then you have member.added. We have a reference page where you can find all of the events that the Stream dashboard exposes.
Okay.
And also, Stream works with the idea of why is this broken? Okay, Stream works with the idea of permissions, and permissions is just basically as a member of a channel, what can you do? And as a user in a Stream app who doesn't have access to a channel, what are the things you can do? And you can find all of those permissions here. So
Yeah.
this,
Regarding this, just one question. Could you set maximum members for a channel? Like, is there a maximum member number for a channel? Is there a way to set that? Oh, I don't want the channel to. I don't know if that's the direction you're asking your question. Do you know? But the question is, could you set the maximum members for a channel?
I sincerely don't know if there is a property for that. But one thing I know is that when you are creating your channel here, you can probably add something like max number
Okay.
to 50. And then when somebody wants to, so before you call maybe general channel dot add members, you first want to check if the total members in this channel is more than this maximum number property
Mm.
before you call add members. But I currently don't know. I'll probably check afterwards if there is just one property that you can tell Stream, and then Stream will do this for you.
Okay. Cool.
So as I was saying, Stream works with the idea of permissions, and basically permissions is just as an admin can ban a user, can create a channel, can create a message.
Mm.
Um, as a let me scroll. So as a channel member can create a channel, can create a message, can read a channel, and now if you are trying to call add members, if you're trying to add a user as a member of a channel, one permission you'd have to put here would be read channel, and also uh, add own user, right? Add own members. I have to confirm this.
Okay. You need to come here to add this permission if you
Yes,
are
you need to,
adding people. Okay.
yeah, because as a user who does not belong in a channel, the user does not have the permission to view whatever is in that channel. For
Mm-hmm.
example, in Slack, before you join a channel, you can actually view the channel and view the messages in that channel.
Mm-hmm.
So by default, a user outside cannot do that
Mm-hmm.
until you give that user read channel permission.
Okay.
And after read channel permission, I cannot recall the name for this, but this permission here would allow the user to be able to become a member of that channel.
Mm-hmm.
If you do not add this one, the user can read the channel, but the user cannot join the channel.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yes, there are so many concepts with channel types inclusive, but basically the idea of channels, permissions, WebSocket connections, and of course channel types, and of course specific to React context. So with React context, you can get different data like the active channel, like I showed. You can also get the user that is currently typing or the users that are currently typing. You can get context of different things about a channel and about your Stream app. And understanding all of this is key to building anything that you want to build. I haven't hosted this yet, but I also built a Slack demo where you can
Mm-hmm.
create public channels and you can create direct conversation. So there's literally so much you can build when you understand this basic
Mm-hmm.
concept.
Yeah, and personally, I feel like chat in a like chat has a lot of use cases, right? You can use it for if you're building a social media networking whatever app, you need to add chat. If you're building like a live streaming platform, you need to add chat. If you're even building like a customer service kind of product, you need to add chat. So there is a lot of use cases, and I'm very glad that you were able to, just share with us how it works. For anybody interested, the documentation is like your go-to resource, or you can also ask Dillion questions as well. Yeah,
Yeah, sure. You can hit me up anywhere with your React or GetStream questions.
cool. Nice. So that was very cool. I enjoyed the stream. I liked that we were able to build like a demo, try things out, even though I did not test it myself. But that would be probably too much to add here because we're already at time. But yeah, Dillian, where can people find you? Like if people would love to follow you or to find your
Okay.
resources, yeah.
My primary source is my website, which I just don't think I pasted that
I think
correctly.
it's actually on the description of the video. So if anybody is watching
Okay.
this and they would like to check, oh, I'm pasting a different link. Anybody wants to check the description, in the description I have Dillion's website, guest streams website, Dillion's YouTube channel, and Dillion's Twitter handle. All right. So definitely check him out. Yes, I love dark mode, everything. Dark
It was
mode.
really nice. It was really nice doing this live. I don't think I've
Right.
done this live before. It's usually recorded.
He's nice. He's always a good sport. Especially for like if it's your first time. But it's always cool because my streams are very chilled. Like, yeah, there's no pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much. We're going to call it a day now. Thank you all for sticking around. Samuel, Tudon, who else was in chat? I think the remaining people are probably left. James, um, Ikis. Thank you all. I'll see you all next week.
All right. Thank you
Bye.
once again, Gift. Bye.
Yeah.